everyone. Good morning, and I hope all of you all are safe and healthy. I'm Shivani, and I drive marketing functions at MB. I welcome you all to the first part of our Microsoft Teams Trilogy webinar series. With me today, we have Neeraj Kumar Pandey, who is M365 Teamwork Certified Professional, who has successfully run over 1,200 batches of Teams adoption training sessions and has trained more than 20,000 users on Microsoft Teams. Neeraj will be driving today's webinar, which is focused around demonstrating how teams can drive real teamwork in the times when we are required to work in remote conditions, and how it can solve collaboration challenges. Supported by that, there will be some real world customer success stories about how teams empowered our customers to be more connected, more productive. Before we begin, I would request you all who have joined anonymously to please mention your name and organization name in the chat bar towards your right side of the screen. This way, we will know that you were here and we can reach out to you if you would be interested in a no-cost Teams adoption drive powered by MA. Also, for your questions for Neeraj, please feel free to post them in the same chat screen on the right. And I think we can begin now. Over to you, Neeraj.
Thank you, Shivani, and a very warm welcome to all of the participants who have joined. To start with, I would like to thank you all for taking time and joining this session on Microsoft Teams. So I am Neeraj Kumar Pandey, your speaker. Feel free to ask any questions. We will divide this session in two stages. So this session will last for 45 minutes, 30 minutes on Teams. What are the features of Teams? And the last 15 minutes will be on Q&A, completely Q&A. Today, I am going to explain you what we are going to discuss in today's sessions. Okay. So basically, these are the takeaways that you will be expecting in today's sessions. The takeaways are, discover how teams can accentuate teamwork and organization success. Can you see the screen?
Yes, Neeraj.
Yeah. So these are the key takeaways that we are going to discuss in today's session. Maybe once we finish off the session, you will be strong, confident enough to work on teams henceforth. So we will discover how teams can accentuate teamwork and organization success. What are the real work problems for an IT organization or for a normal user as well that can be solved by Microsoft Teams app. And at the end, we will discuss one of the real world customer stories and how they are adopting Microsoft Teams in their organization. Before we start, I would like to give you the real world challenges that a normal organization faces. Okay, so organizations are actually under pressure, especially in these situations. So so the recent environmental challenges are requiring organizations to be agile. Now you know that we are in a pandemic situation where everybody is working from home. Now believe me, all the IT organizations are working really hard to fulfill all their requirements by their users who are working from home. So they have to configure devices, they have to give it to their users so that they can work from home without any hassle. So these things are really challenging. So one first of the challenges, 66% of IT budgets were spent maintaining legacy systems. When I say legacy, it's an old it's an traditional method where everybody is using on-premises servers. Then you have to access those resources. You have to have VPN connectivity directly from your laptop or devices that you are using. In today's, year by year, the increase on the applications. Cloud applications are increasing by 15%. 52% of employees admit that they use outside applications apart from organization or which are ISO standard or being outside applications such as WhatsApp, which are not being maintained or being maintained by your organization. And last but not the least, looking to IT, 60%, 61% organizations looking to IT to improve business effectiveness and efficiency, so that they don't feel want everything to be under their control. Now, how these applications are going to be maintained and controlled by the normal organization? For example, if anybody is using WhatsApp, you cannot have a look into it. What are the things that are getting exchanged within multiple people or multiple users? Now, to overcome all these problems, we have Microsoft Teams. Okay. Now, see, I know Microsoft Teams. Their Microsoft Teams is used for. It's an application which is used for streamline work. Agreed, but there are a lot many applications in the market which are used for collaboration. So, what is so special about Microsoft Teams? So, Microsoft Teams helps you to perform all the tasks which you perform on your day-to-day work. So, those tasks are nothing but chats, meetings, calls, files, and applications and workflows that you use on a daily basis. So this would be the interface while you open the applications for the once in your desktop. Okay, so you can perform chat, you can have meetings, you can have calls, audio calls, and video calls. You can share a file. Now the main agenda of using Team is to keep everything in a single and a secure place. Why more than 5 lakh organizations are trusting Teams? Because it has advanced features, modern experience, where you can combine everything in a single place: video calling, collaboration, and app. It's an state of the art cross platform and mobile experiences. I'm going to show you a small demo on how Microsoft Teams can be used on multiple platforms or desktop and mobile. There's a bottom line benefits. Here you can see in a recent study, organizations saw cost reductions. It's performance by design. It is imagined client built on secure cloud infrastructures. And last but not the least, it's the privacy and the security of the teams that helps an organization to use it in a very secure way in their organization, backed by multi-factor authentication, which is being turned on by your IT administrator once you start leveraging Microsoft Teams. Encryption for data in transit and at rest. It uses a protocol which is completely secure for their video, audio, and desktop sharing. And Microsoft Teams has more than 90 regulatory and industry standards within their platform. Now, most of us do a small mistake of comparing when it comes to comparing of Microsoft Teams with other products. So we use multiple platform, for chatting, for meetings, video conferencing, collaboration, then sharing files. Completely agreed on that. But what we make a mistake, we compare a platform where everything which is shared by the organization in a single platform, Microsoft Teams incorporate all those applications in a single app. So rather than comparing it with the audio or video product, we compare it rather than doing that, we compare it with the product and the services that Microsoft Teams offer you. What are the benefits of for your businesses and end users and the IT teams? So first, in your business, it will be very easy for you to make a decisions. It can be accelerated and innovative. So there are a place where you can form a group where you can create a small group or a big group depending on your requirement. It reduces the need for meetings. Mostly we go on creating a face-to-face meeting with our customers and the clients. information sharing, a single place to share all the files and documents, integrated with your Office 365. So at the back end, it's not a single app which is majorly all alone. It is basically connected with multiple applications behind, like SharePoint, Office 365 group, then OneDrive for Business, Exchange Online, Azure, and multiple things are integrated together. That makes Microsoft Teams more collaborative and more efficient place to work for. Plus, it is mobile. It is very easily. You can use this application on multiple platforms, your devices, laptop, mobile, iOS, Android, and even though Surface Pro is also available. For an end users, it becomes very to quickly have impromptu meetings where you can have a higher fidelity video and audio call, co-authoring in real times where multiple people can come together and edit a single file, inline message translation. So if your organization is spread across all the globe, there are around more than 30 or 40 languages that are supported. If you write anything in Chinese, it can be easily converted into the language which the Teams is installed. You can easily blur out the background while you are having a video call with your customers or with your users. We'll discuss the video call and audio call in the next session, which is on the next Thursday. Meetings are recorded in the cloud, unlike if you compare it with your Skype for Business. The meetings are not stored on your local devices, but they are stored on the cloud in a platform in an application called as Microsoft Stream. Okay. For the fun part, we have emojis and GIFs. For IT team, it is much more very easier to check what are the usage of Teams being used, how many files are being shared by creating a e-discovery search, doing a DLP where very important information should not leave the premise, should not leave the organization domain. Very robust and highly available solution where you can control all the features where you feel that a breach might happen, and depending on some higher security aspects of Microsoft, you can collaborate it with Microsoft Teams, like conditional access in Tune, where unless and until the device is not compliant, you should not allow that application to work on that device. And last but not the least, it also supports tabs, bots, and connectors. So think, to be more, let's have a demo on now. Okay. So what we will do, I will just share my screen with you. Yeah. So is the screen visible? I am now going to show you the demo on Microsoft Teams. So basically Teams work with multiple persons and technologies. Now I know Teams app itself does not enforce any specific technology on you. Okay. Now let's say if you want to share files, there are places where you can use OneDrive, where you can add a multiple cloud storage from like OneDrive, Google Drive, then Dropbox. If you want to use for surveys, if you want to use forms, Survey Monkeys, even those things are easily integrated with Microsoft Teams. For reports and BI, we have Power BI and Excel directly integrated with Microsoft Teams. So whatever components you need for effective use, you can integrate it with Microsoft Teams itself. So therefore, Microsoft Teams is also called as a universal container, where more than 200 applications can be easily integrated with Microsoft Teams. Shivani, you can see the screen, right?
Yes, Neeraj, we can.
Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Now, let's divide this demo in two pieces. One is where you will have an ad hoc work where you can decide the urgency of the work that you wanted to do, and the another one is a structured work what are the things that you will do when you will perform these kinds of where you are in these kinds of situations. Now, let's say that I have a ad hoc work that I wanted to perform. So in that case, you will first decide that what you want to do. For example, in an ad hoc work, you will say whether that work is an urgent or not. Okay. Now, if it is an urgent, how many people do you want to involve in that urgent work? Whether it has to be, uh, if the work is with single person or if the work is with multiple people. And if it is not urgent, then definitely you are going to use an application which we are using for last 20 years. That is Outlook. You send a mail, so you never know when that mail reply will come. But again, it's not important. It's not an urgent, so you don't expect a quick response on that. But again, when it comes to an urgent, and if it is a very important, what you can do, you can send a text message, you can send a chat message directly on Microsoft Teams right over here. Now, to start a new conversation, either you can click on this and you can start writing the name of the person. So if I write Alex, now the best part of having a conversation on Microsoft Teams, it's store all the conversation at a single place. You don't have to worry about the past conversation, which we were having a pain in Skype for Business. Right, in Skype for Business, to see all the past history, you have to go back to your Outlook and search in the conversation history. Unlike Skype for Business, you don't have to do that over here. You just have to write the name of the person, like over here, and you can start having a conversation. Everything which you share on Microsoft Teams will be in Microsoft Teams. It will not go anywhere else. Unlike your files. Now, let's say that in Skype for Business, you are sharing a file. Now, unless and until you don't store that file, it will not get stored in your desktop. Okay. Now, if you forget to store it, that file will be lost. But if you share a file over Microsoft Teams over a chat purpose, it will go and it will occupy your OneDrive for Business. See, it will be in your OneDrive for Business. So you don't have to, manually go and save that file. Now, if I want to edit this file, I can easily select this and edit the file directly into the Teams application itself. Okay, so now let's go back to chat. Yeah. So that is for one person urgency. Now let's say that if it is more important, you can easily have an audio call or a video call. Depending on what requirement is yours, you can easily switch on to either audio or video call. Now, if there are multiple people required, you can quickly create a small group chat where where maximum members are 100. So if you wanted to quickly create a group and quickly discuss something, you can start adding people over here. Okay, now sometimes I know that you all are using WhatsApp group, but WhatsApp group are not an correct way to communicate if it comes to your organization, secure from a security perspective. Now, if let's say if anything goes wrong, because nowadays everybody is worried about the personal information that are getting shared with outside the world. Now, if since Microsoft Teams is also covers multiple security and standards, so GD compliance, all those things. Now, if you share a file and if it, let's say if it is a personal data and if that person finds out, you might be coming under a situation where that person can file a case against you. So you don't want to fall under that kind of a situation. But when it comes to Microsoft Teams, none of the data go outside that application, since everything is being encrypted at the in transit and at the rest. So it's better that you share a file. Use your WhatsApp for your personal use, but don't use it for a corporate use. Now, in WhatsApp, I know that you might be having multiple groups. So what do? You just mute that group, and you don't want that message to pop up again and again. Fine. So in that case, here, if the message is important, you can change the importance of that message, and the message will be delivered accordingly. The descriptions are written over here. For the fun stuff, you have little gifs and emojis to be shared. But again, these things are can be controlled by the IT administrators of the organization. Now, very small feature, but very popular, that is organization. Here you can find out how the person stands within an organization, how who are the team members of that users, how things can, how are the hierarchy being created in your organization. It's a basically it reads Active Directory, and it will there in Active Directory there is a manager field which gives you the information. You just have to create that hierarchy in a proper way in your Active Directory, and it creates this line or this org chart automatically. You don't have to do it manually over in your Microsoft Teams. Now, this was about an ad hoc work. Now, what if you have a long-term, work or long-term projects that are going on? Generally, when we have a project in our hand, let's say a project for 3 months, and 15 people are uh, involved in that particular project. So we keep on what we do. We create one folder in Outlook, and we start sending mails related to that project. And when it comes to review, we keep on searching for all those mails in that review meeting, right? And at the end, by the end of that particular project, you are having a plethora of mails in your lying under in your mailbox, which is not a correct way. And at the end, you end up searching mails. There is no productivity and there is no efficiency to find out the end of that particular project. Now, for that, in that case, what you can do, you can create teams. Okay, at the back end, it is basically a normal group. So for this, again, you can decide. So in long-term context, if it is structured, again, you can divide if it is an urgent or not urgent. So everything can come under Microsoft Teams application. Now, how is a team architectured? You have a team, and within that team, you have channels, and within every channel, you have tabs. Okay. So how you can create a team? You go on to team over here, click on join or create team, click on create team and give it a name. Now every team has a couple of two types of channels. One is private and one is public. What are the types of team you can create? You can create you can create channels, like you can create teams like product launch team is one created. Now how will be the channels being named? There will be a general channel which will be by default. There will be a channel called as planning, and then within that planning channel you can create multiple tabs. Like if you want to create a tab which will be for task, or which will be for uh, you know uh, taking care of all the tasks that you're working on. So Planner can be used, which is an application included in Office 365. And then there will be another channel name as an execution. Okay, and again within that channel, you can create multiple tabs like posts, files, and reports. There could be one more team called as audit. So you can create audit team, and then within that audit team, you can create multiple channels called as branch audit, regional audit, and there will be one more channel which is audit finding. Now by default, once you add the members in a particular team, those users will have access to all the channels. Now it's time to restrict or to secure one of the channels, so that you don't give access to all the members to access that particular channel. So in this case, private channel comes into picture. For example, you have created one team called as audit team, and now it's time for you once those audits are over, you find something within that audit that something is not correct. So there will be one channel called as audit finding, where you will mark the privacy of that channel as an private. So how will you do that? You click on here, click on add channel, and then write a name. So let's say finding, and then you change the privacy over here. Now once you click on next, it will ask you to add the members. Now these members has to be a part of the team. You cannot add a person who is not a part of this particular team. Okay, you cannot, if user A, user B, user C are part in this, user D cannot be added over here. Okay, and then now once this particular team is created, you can start having a conversation right over here. Now over here, what are the options that you will get? Here you can see a person has written into his own language. Now, if you want to see what does this exactly means, you click on this three dots and there is an option of translate. So here is the translation of that particular sentence. So from which language it has been converted? It is from Japanese. Okay. Now, how will you come to know the whether it will be converted into English or some other language? The system, the application which will be installed on your system will define how in which language it will get automatically converted. Now, let me show you the mobile experience. How will you see? Yeah, here it is. So this is what exactly my yeah. So this is the screen of my laptop. Okay, sorry, my mobile. So here you can see you have all the activity feeds. I hope you are able to see the mobile screen. So here you have chat options. You can do it directly. You can start a new chat from here. You can see all the teams that are created, and if there are any updates, you will see that in a team, whether it is, if it is in a bold, that means there is a new activity that has been created. All your calendars are being synced up, and all the calls can also be done. Now, Microsoft Teams mobile application has all the features that has been that are also incorporated in your desktop application. For example, if you wanted to start a new chat, you can do it over here and click on this new chat. So if I select Hussein, here I can see the organization chart as well by clicking on the view profile, and there is one organization chart over here. So it gives me all the details how a person is being placed in an organization. Okay. Now let's discuss the one of our success stories that we have implemented in one of our manufacturing organization. So over there, it was a manual task where uh, the budget approval used to perform in a manual paper, and there was the in that manual paper they have to fill out all the details with the proper information, and then once the form was submitted at the first approval, it has to go in a long process till eight approvals are being completed. Now the first person who used to submit that form was not having an idea where the form has been stuck or in what stage the form is. So they approached to us and they asked us whether this thing can be done manual or not. So we gave them a suggestion where there is one Office 365 app where you can use it. So that was Power Apps. In Power Apps, Power Apps is an application which help you to create app with almost no code, zero code application can be created. And now we created that app, but again they were having an issue for since they have to use multiple windows. So even we suggested that these things can be integrated with Microsoft Teams, and a bot can also be integrated or connected with your Teams. So there is a place where you can integrate Microsoft Teams. You can integrate your third-party applications directly into Microsoft Teams. So Power Apps was the front interface, and at the back end, it was using Power BI. It was using SharePoint to store data, Power BI to extract the reports, and Microsoft Flow, which is now Power Automate, was using for an automation purpose. So that is how this manufacturing industry or this manufacturing organization are using Microsoft Teams to its fullest. There was another organization where they have finding and very they were it was a very challenging task for them to create a sales lead. Now again they approached us. They wanted a chatbot to be integrated with Microsoft Teams, and now that has been also implemented with that manufacturing organization. I can't take the name of that organization, but these two manufacturing users were when these things were not implemented, the usage of their organization was less than 20 or 30%. But today it is now to the highest, which is I can say that these all two organizations are using Microsoft Teams to 90 to 95 percentage, where everything is being in under the single applications. Okay, and it becomes very easy for them to maintain everything that are being shared across Microsoft Teams. If you are having a concern related to the security and compliance, you don't have to worry because Microsoft Teams supports audit trail. It also supports e-discovery, data loss prevention. You can create an alert. You can create a retention policies. If you have an EMS aspect in your organization integrated M365 piece, you can create multiple kind of settings you can configure in such a way that group expiration can also be done. Then archival is also possible. So with that, I am almost I'm almost completed my aspect. Now it's 12. Let's have Q&A.
Okay.
Shivani, over to you.
Neeraj, yes, Neeraj. So before we move on to our Q&A section, I just want to let our audience know that we have focused on keeping our team's Trilogy webinar series to be very, very practical in a very show me how style. So we will be sending you invites for our next webinar session scheduled on April 23rd and April 30th. And we would be very happy to host you all again. Those webinars will be around advanced usage and functionalities in Teams. All right, so I think Neeraj, we can get started with the question and answers. So we have questions from our audience that you can see in the published section.
Sure.
Please go ahead.
Let me. Can you repeat them?
Okay, sure. So I'll.
Mm.
All right. So we have somebody asking, can I use Teams as an evaluation tool for conducting online exams?
You can do that because there are multiple things that can be done. Wait a minute. Let me share my screen again. So, yeah. So the question first is whether you can use it for an online exam. Yes, you can
Yes.
use it, but there are multiple applications that can be used for an online exam. Like you can make use of MS forms that can be integrated to ask questions, and the same form can also be used for the feedbacks and the surveys. If you want to automate these kinds of things, even that is possible. Where once the person submits that exam, and if you wanted to uh, you know uh, alert that users your form has been submitted, and uh, if you wanted to automate that process, even that is possible, where you can store the records in a SharePoint list, and after that SharePoint list, if it surpasses a particular value, you can send an alert to that user as well, or to that candidate as well. So that is possible.
Okay. Next question, Neeraj, we have, why don't we use social medium like WhatsApp, Twitter, or other instead of using Microsoft Teams for an organization?
See, WhatsApp, if you're talking about the normal applications, so I don't know whether those things can be, if the normal user will allow you to check for the compliance or the security piece. None other applications apart from Microsoft Teams gives you this opportunity or gives you this facility to have that compliance. Okay, let's take an example that if you are communicating with your boss or with someone from from a business perspective on WhatsApp, or so let's say some other media. So if that person asks you, you want a 20% discount, or give that person a 20% discount, you don't just say that, okay, I'll give you 20%. You ask that person to send you a mail. Because why? Because you know that mail is a legal evidence. Okay. Now Twitter, so then all these things are not used as evidence to be proof, or given to be a proof to your organizations, or wherever the legal will come into the place, legal aspect will come into the place. But as I told you at the start, Microsoft Teams completely has 90, more than 90 compliance standards covered. There are certificates. So if you want the proof, you can ask your Microsoft account manager, if it is associated with you, to provide you all the certificates that are being covered under Microsoft standards. Okay.
Okay. So I hope that solves the question. Next, we have does O365 Business Essential plan has live event capability, or do we need separate licenses for that?
Business Essential for live event, you should have like SKUs above E1. Business Essential or Premium does not support live event as of now. We'll cover meetings and events and everything in the next session, so be a part of it. I'll explain you the SKUs as well in which it is supported or not supported. But as
Okay.
of now, to answer your question, it is not supported.
Does everyone need to have an email account in Outlook or other Microsoft platforms? So I think we're getting a lot of these questions. People, those who are on Gmail, can they use Microsoft Teams?
See, as of now, Microsoft Teams is now supported for. There is a version of Microsoft Teams free where you can use it, but there is a catch into it. You cannot use your Gmail account directly to use a free version. You can ask one of the person to add you as a external guest in your Microsoft Teams, and then once you receive that invitation, from there onwards, you can start creating, start leveraging the free version of Microsoft Teams. If you try to access the free version of Microsoft Teams, it will ask you three questions: whether you want to use it for your personal use, whether you want to use it for your organization, or whether you want to use it for an education purpose. As soon as you select personal, it will take you to Skype, okay, which you don't want, right? And any which ways, Skype for business will be phased out in the next year, that is 31st July 2021. So now is the time to move, to move from Skype for business to Microsoft Teams.
Okay. Next, coming up, we have can we use Teams with the VC devices as Polycom?
Yes, there are certain devices. There are ready devices which are supported, like Polycom, then PEX IP, Blue Jeans. All these things are supported. But again, there are certain version or build number that has to be, which your device has to be, what we can say. You have a license. You should have a license for that. So once you have a license for that, it is easily integrated and can be used within your you can integrate Microsoft Teams in those devices. We will also discuss this in the next session, like which are the devices that Microsoft Teams support for meetings, for video conferencing.
Okay. Next question we have from Rahul, and he says that can you highlight on the feature of subtitle and captions on Microsoft Teams? So I think, Neeraj, we will be covering modern meetings in our next
Next
webinar
session.
session.
Yes.
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 So
Yes.
Rahul, tune in, and we will be sorting all related to modern meetings queries over there. All right. Next question we have: how can we have channel level user permission within Teams?
See, there are basically the hierarchy goes in this way. You have a team. Within that team, you can create channels, and within those individual channels, you can create multiple tabs. Okay. Now, for segregating or for dividing the permissions according to the level or according to the channel wise, you can either create a normal channel, which is a public channel, which we call it as a standard channel as well. And there is another feature which we call it as a private channel. So if you would have noticed, I explained you how you can create a private channel. So in that way, you can have some kind of a privacy and security, or you can allow people to use a normal channel or a private channel. Again, while you structure the team, make sure that you have everything in place. You know what to give the name of the team. You know what to which channel has to be private and which channel has to be standard.
Okay.
Next.
Uh, Next, we have where to allow external users to connect and create a group with another external user.
I think this is from Prashant, right?
Yes.
Prashant, to answer your question, you have to open the modern portal of Microsoft Teams, where you can go to admin.teams.microsoft.com, and over there is an option of Teams, you know, team setting, and under team setting you will have an small option of external access. Now, external access will be for federation, the way you did in Skype for Business. And for people, only single person to get added in your team, you should allow guest access. Okay, so there is a difference between an external access and guest access. Your IT, you can talk to your IT administrator. They will help you to allow this or not.
Okay. Uh, Next question we have, is it possible to integrate Active Directory management tools with Teams? And what is the max limit of number of users in a team meeting?
Active directories basically can be integrated not only with Teams, but when you are planning to move from on-prem to cloud, then you have this AAD Connect tool, which has to be synchronized with the cloud, with your Active Directory and the cloud. All the attributes are then synchronized. So you have a hybrid kind of a scenario where you can keep either your mailbox at the on the cloud, or else if in short it is possible.
Okay. And what is the max limit for number of users in a Teams meeting?
Teams meeting, it is 250. Okay, it
Okay.
is 250 in a normal video conferencing meeting.
Okay. And in a live event like we are doing right now?
in in the live event, there are the limit is 10,000.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Okay, next question, Neeraj, we have, does Microsoft sell a Teams voice license separately so that we can integrate with our existing hosted PBX calls to get routed from the same Teams enabled Polycom?
It is possible, but again depends on which country you are in. Basically, in India, it is not allowed. There are certain different licenses that are available, but again, for that we should meet some criteria. For that, you have to contact your account manager from Microsoft. Those people can help you out to give you a proper glimpse of what things are integrated and what things are not integrated. So currently, I guess Tata is the one who are supporting it. Maybe you can contact Tata on this.
Okay. Next question we have, how can I link SharePoint libraries with Teams to save files?
By default, at the backend, SharePoint is used for your group creation. Okay, don't worry about it. Microsoft Teams. So the architecture of Microsoft Teams in goes this way. At the backend, whenever a team is created, a group is also created. That is an exchange group, shared mailbox. Apart from that, you have what we call it as SharePoint site by the name of the team, and that within the SharePoint site you have ready-made document library created. So by default it is there, but if you have already a DMS, then you can also integrate that DMS with Microsoft Teams itself. So there is a tab. When you go in the tab, there is a plus button over there, which will help you to integrate SharePoint directly into Teams.
Okay. So, Neeraj, although we are getting a lot of questions, but we'll take this question as the last question of this session. Can we have a demo as to how Power Apps can be integrated with Teams and how will it benefit our organization? This is from
If
Vijay Patil. Yeah.
if the we'll see on this, if the request is more from most of the users, then we'll plan in the future.
But we can always get in touch with you, Vijay, to have a one-on-one demo for you for Power Apps, right, Neeraj?
Yes, yes, we can also do that.
Of course. Great. So, Neeraj, in the interest of time, we will be, getting back to more questions that we have received from our audiences. We will be getting back to you on email. And meanwhile, thank you so much, Neeraj, for the demo and all the information that you shared. And thank you to our wonderful audience for being a part of this webinar. Uh, Once again, we have two more webinars in the series scheduled for April 23rd and April 30th. And we would love to meet you there as well. And if you wish to avail a no cost Microsoft Teams adoption program, for your organization, please reach us out at connect@mb.co.in. We understand different, different businesses have different ways to function and they have different challenges. So MB's implementation team can help you with multiple aspects of Teams deployment, ranging from process automation to line of business action cards development, and of course, much more. So feel free to reach us out, and all of you have a wonderful, wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you guys, and stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye.